You're watching Tackle Talk Live, now into our 6th season as your #1 resource for bass tournament information, with a primary focus on both Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn. Your hosts, Iowa Pro staffer Steve Graff and Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, Kevin Jean. Two guys with years of successful tournament experience on all levels. Guys who understand the importance of good information. Anglers willing to share their knowledge to help you become a better angler. So pay close attention as these guys give you more insight on how, when, and where to catch winning stringers. Here are your hosts of Tackle Talk Live, Steve Graff and Kevin Jean.
It's Tackle Talk Live. That's right. It's that time once again here in Louisiana. Kevin Jean down there in Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm Steve Graff, Iowa Pro staffer, along with Territory Manager Sportco Marketing. That's my brother Kevin down there in Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm in Natchitoches. And we welcome you. Thank you for tuning us in today. We got a lot to cover, so we're going to get after it right now. Wrapping up Toledo Bend Bass Series. We'll take care of that today. We'll give you the BFL results from Sam Rayburn and Bass Champs results from Fork, as well as the Lobie, Louisiana Oil Bass Invitational, the Oilman's, Louisiana Oilman's tournament was on Toledo Bend. Kevin will have the results for y'all on that as well. Kevin, I know you've been busy with softball and track and everything else. And of course, it doesn't get any less busy for you as M continues to get older. So I don't know how you're going to work all this in, but it's going to get worse.
Yeah, it's a task, Steve. There is no doubt about it. Like I just ran into the house here and turned the camera on, getting ready to film because I just dropped her off for athletic pictures, and so we're running around 5 different directions over here. But man, Steve, for this past weekend with the weather we had, man, there was some really good weights caught, and that is great to see. I mean, you had 30 pounds win the BFL, and those winds and that weather. 20 right at 23 pounds win the Toledo Bend Bass Series. Over 40 pounds wins the Lobie for 2 days. Man, it was I was surprised. I was worried weights were going to really be down. But man, looking at it, they caught them well.
Yeah, they really have. And all these lakes that in our region continue to just be on fire. Still got 30-pound bags coming in at Lake of the Pines. Yeah. I mean, it's just it just seems, and right now wouldn't you say, Kev, we're probably right in the middle of the spawn?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're dead there. I mean, I think the big push happened about a week and a half ago. But Steve, for these fish, for us to be catching these weights and these sizes in Toledo Bend, I'm seeing a 10-pounder being caught every day. On my news feed on social media, there's a 10-pounder caught every single day.
Yeah.
But when you're comparing it, Steve, it's been blowing 30 miles an hour like every day for the past 2 months.
Kev, I've canceled 3 trips to Rayburn because of the wind.
Yeah, the lakes are muddy. It just nothing can get right. We've had a lot of rain here and there. The lakes are just not setting up very good, and these guys are still catching them and catching big ones. So, in my opinion, with the weathers we've had, Toledo and Sam Rayburn have really showed out this year.
Well, and get ready, full moon Saturday. So 3 days before, 3 days after.
Yeah.
This Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm telling you right now, it could be. There's another wave fixing to pull up, y'all. So keep your hooks wet, get out there, and load your boat. And I think the wind is finally going to give us a break. Kevin, I'm planning on going to Rayburn on Thursday, and should be the wind look like, I think it's out of the north at 5 miles per hour. But all week long, it's 5 to 10 on most area lakes. So that's good news. All right. Today, we've also got the winner of the BFL on today's show. We've got Zane Parker, who came in, had a great tournament over there on Sam Rayburn. We got him coming on. And Kevin, I don't know if you watched it. I know you got softball and a lot of things going on in your world, but I watched the Red Crest Cup with Dustin Connell. I'm telling you right now, dude, that was absolutely amazing. And what was even more amazing was his reaction after he won that. And I mean, the emotion that guy went through. I mean, I'm telling you, it's to be the 3-time winner of the Red Crest Cup at as young age as he is.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
Him and Jacob Wheeler is just on another level, especially over there at MLF, Steve. They are just on another level. To win it in 3 out of the last 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I believe it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than impressive.
Yeah.
He
Back to
is,
back for Dustin. So
and he almost didn't make the knockout round.
that's exactly right. He had the last hour is how
Yeah.
he got in.
Yeah, and so I mean, he almost did. Jacob Wheeler didn't make it. He almost didn't make it, but I looked at it and I was watching it, and my wife was with me, and I told her, I said, if he gets in, be careful.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
gets in, he's got a shot. And I was paying close attention to it as close as I could, mainly because Cooper was right there. Justin
Right.
Cooper the first 2 days was in contention. So I was locked in as much as I could be trying to follow, praying, that Justin got in to make the championship day. Just wasn't able to get there. But man, what a great showing from Justin on his first red crest, for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, hats off. Congrats to DC. Great guy. I've had a chance to meet him and talk with him several times. Good dude. Just likes to talk fishing. Just likes to, he's
Yeah.
a fishing fanatic, and that's all he does.
And speaking of Justin, he finished 14th overall. And I actually sent him a text yesterday, and so proud of him. I mean, that dude, like you said, his first red crest, just absolutely had a great event for your first event with the biggest spotlight you can ask for. He really handled the pressure, I thought, really well. And congratulations to him. And but anyhow, Kevin, the next thing, Erie Lakes, all the rain we just had, they fixing to be on the rise. I know, I think Lake of the Pines has already come up 3 feet in the last 2 days. 3 feet, that's a lot of water. And Sam Rayburn's going to come up as well as Toledo Bend. How's that going to affect the spawn and what's going on? Is it going to muddy everything up? What's going to happen with this?
Well, there's going to be a lot. It's going to muddy a lot of things up. There's no doubt. With this wind we've had and this amount of rain we had in a short period of time, it's going to really muddy things up. I'm assuming on Toledo Bend they've got the gates open. Are they pulling?
I can tell you real quick because I've got that information right here.
That's going to be the interesting thing for me for Toledo Bend is the water came up. Fish are going to move up wanting to spawn, and they're going to suck it out back from underneath them.
If it looks like it's still on the rise, in 24 hours, it's come up right at an inch.
Okay, well maybe they have it then. So that'll be the thing to watch is if they're going to open them floodgates and yank it back down. Because what happened to us for that poche, they were pulling hard. The poche tournament like 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
And man, the fish went up there to spawn, but they were sucking the water out so fast that the fish had to where they were spawning at. It was done dry ground in 2 or 3 days. So that will affect it a little bit. With that water moving up and down that much, that's going to affect it on Toledo Bend. Now on Sam Rayburn, some areas is going to get a little bit muddy, but man, them bushes and things are going to be a huge player on Sam Rayburn with where it's at. I think it's what a foot and.
Rayburn is actually, let's see here. Rayburn right now is 1.17 feet high.
Yeah. So, man, it's setting up perfect for Sam Rayburn because I'm sure it's going to stabilize. I mean, they're going to leave it right there. I don't think we got any rain coming for a while, Steve. So
no, we don't.
Parts of that lake that's not muddy, it could happen. It could really, really go down this weekend on Sam Rayburn.
What about this cold air early this week, Monday, Tuesday? I think even into Wednesday morning, like 47 for Wednesday, but tonight they're talking, in the 30s and low 40s. What?
I don't think it's going to be there long enough, Steve, to
matter.
To matter. These fish have got one thing on mind. They're ready to go. They're ready to go to the bank. They're ready to do their deal. I don't think it's going to hurt them. It might knock them back a day or two. But once it warms up middle of the week, they're running up there. They're wanting to get up there and do their thing. I don't see it affecting them. We'll look forward to getting Zane's opinion on all of that today, especially on Sam Rayburn. I haven't been on there in a while. I mean, kid had 30 pounds this past weekend. It'd be interesting to get his point of view on that as well.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to bring Zane Parker on when we return with more Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
A good marine dealer is hard to find, but a great dealer is even harder. But in Iowa, Louisiana, there's a marine dealer that falls into the great category. Power Implements Marine, South Louisiana's go-to dealer for all things related to the boating industry. A Minn Kota, Garmin, and Mercury dealer, guaranteeing you first-rate service in both sales and repair. A great selection of new and used boats to choose from, including Skeeter, G3, Ranger, Camus, and Go Devil. A knowledgeable staff that will will treat you like family and are always willing to go the extra mile to ensure you walk out a happy customer. To see everything they have to offer, go to powerimplements.com or stop by 606 East Miller Street in Iowa, Louisiana. Plus, mention Tackle Talk Live and save $500 off a new or pre-owned boat or $50 off your first service ticket. Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Nothing is worse than being sick on your family or fishing getaway. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in the hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your health care needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6 just south of Toledo Town, or call 318-508-5323. Very few stores are a complete one-stop shop, but Cypress Knee Outdoors is such a place. A store within a store. Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's Four-Way. Whether you need gas, food, drinks, or bait and tackle, they have it. Cypress Knee Outdoors carries top-name fishing brands like Strike King, Sandtone, Spro, and V&M. Crappie jigs from Bobby Garland. Need hunting gear? They have it. Ammunition from rifle to shotgun shells. Deer scents from Buck Wild and Doe and Heat. Deer stands from Titan and feeders from T-Hanger. Cypress Knee has it all. Located off I-49, exit 127, just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana. So stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors and let John Abram and his staff show you everything they have to offer. Or give them a call at 318-238-HUNT.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
This is Tackle Talk Live. Thank you for tuning us in today. This segment presented by Keys Toledo Bend Tackle, the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Toledo Bend Bass Series, Shimano, and Power Implements Marine, located right there in Iowa, Louisiana. And if you mention Tackle Talk Live, you'll get $500 off the purchase of a new or used boat, or you can use $50 off your first service ticket. Either way, you're the winner as long as you mention Tackle Talk Live. So on the Tackle Talk hotline, we've got with us the champion and the winner of the BFL from Sam Rayburn, Zane Parker. Zane, how you doing, bud?
Pretty good. How about y'all?
Doing great.
Doing good, Zane. Man,
Awesome.
Look, 30 pounds, 12 ounces this past weekend on a windy Sam Rayburn that I'm sure was very muddy, man. How was takeoff? BFL, you got to take off. There's no trailering. How was takeoff? How was you able to move around the lake?
You know, first thing, like you say, it was crazy windy. Like I was surprised they let us go, but I mean, it was out of a decent direction. I think it was out of the southwest. So it wasn't bad at takeoff, but once you kind of got down the lake a little ways, because I had a little run, it definitely got a little bumpy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I imagine so. Zane, you've been on them past several weeks. You've been on for a long time. We've been hearing your name a lot here recently. I know you won the ABA Pro-Am or Pro League over there a couple weeks ago. 30 pounds, 12 ounces, man. Let's talk a little bit about practice. And, before this BFL comes up, have you been on the water, or are you just going off of history, or did you find something this week or the week of that kind of led to this?
I've kind of been just moving around the lake. I've been kind of hitting this one little pattern I got, and it's kind of hit or miss, and I fished that kind of pattern in the ABA and panned out pretty well. And then forget what I was doing last. Oh yeah, I fished the Texas Team Trail last weekend, so I wasn't out there pre-fishing, and I hadn't been on the lake since that ABA. So I went out a little bit Friday before the tournament, and I think it was pretty windy Friday as well, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And
it
but
was.
We had a little bit of sun peeking out a little bit, and I didn't hit anything that I knew had fish on it. I was just kind of looked to see if I could find anything new. Didn't find anything crazy, but the sun kind of barely popped out a little bit, and I got to do a little sight fishing up shallow, and I was kind of seeing some decent fish up there, and I'm like, okay. So I kind of that basically concluded my pre-fishing, but I saw a few sight fish, and I was like, I might have to do something about this tomorrow. I know it'll be raining and windy, but I was like, I at least got a fish up where I saw them anyways. So yeah, that led to the tournament. And
so the wind wasn't really a factor for you wherever you were had bed fish. You were still able to see them good without even with the wind.
Yeah, once you got like way back in the creeks, it didn't get as bad for the bed fishing part. I mean,
right.
It was pretty calm. Mostly the day before wasn't as bad on that Friday. So and there's a little bit of sun, so you could kind of see them.
Yeah.
Zane, take us through the day though, man. I mean, 30 pounds. I mean, you jacked them in an individual tournament. That is freaking catching them. Take us through.
It was fun.
Did you catch one here and there? Just kind of take us through your day after takeoff, and you finally got to where you was wanting to go fishing at.
Yeah, it took us about 25 minutes to get to where we were going, and we got to where we're going, and it's howling. I probably started in 15 foot of water for the first probably couple hours actually, and I was mainly just kind of looking around. I had a spot that just held a lot of big fish, and I was scoping some of them and just casting around at some of them, and I think it was 10 o'clock. We had 20 pounds, and it was going pretty good, but we just didn't have any giants, and which I've kind of been eluding me the last couple months. I haven't caught any real big ones, and I was like, well, I got to figure out how to catch me some big ones, and I called our way up a little bit, and had some decent fish. Just I think we had we ended up calling up, I think 22 pounds. Then we had 24. I'm like, man, I just needed a couple giants to really have a shot at this thing. I knew I was in good contention, but I was like, it's Rayburn and usually need 30 pounds. So I was like, I got to figure out how to go catch some big ones. And I was like, well, I saw some pretty good ones up shallow, just swimming around some beds and stuff. And because they'll be swimming around the bush. They won't necessarily be locked on. They'll just be swimming around. I was like, I know I can't see them today, but I got to go where I saw them. So I went down this one stretch. Forgot what time it was. It was probably 12 something, 1. And we're going down, and I'm fishing. And actually, funny enough, I'm throwing a glide bait just up shallow, real shallow, and just where those big ones were, and somehow I freaking hook into one, catch a 7, and we're freaking out. Me and my co, I had an awesome co as well, and we're freaking out. Got a 7-pounder or whatever. I think gave us 27.5. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And I knew I had a shot at that point, but I'm like, man, I really need one more. I was like, well, I guess I'll get back up there, and started looking or just kind of going down the bank again. And I think probably 10, 15 minutes go by, and I hook another one, and this one's even bigger. It's a 7 1/4. And after I caught that one, I was like, yes, sir. Yeah. On the flow glider by 6 cents. And,
okay, I'm glad you went there, because I've got a question on the glide bait deal, because I'm new at this glide. I hadn't started doing it yet, but I've already figured out I'm gonna have to get into this if I want to be able to compete, because more and more guys in the top are using this glide bait method to catch quality fish. Is this a really good? Are you catching these fish over beds? I mean, can you work it slow enough, Zane, that they'll come get it?
Yeah, usually if you had it weighted right or not weighted at all, a glide bait is basically designed, I guess, in Japan, California. Everybody always fished them up shallow in general, and I've kind of started to do that. Not that everybody thinks you got to go throw it on scope and out deep in 10+ foot of water, out in 20 foot of water, and no, it's really made to go fish shallow.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have
Yes,
thought
sir.
the same thing.
Yeah, and
So it's
that's
interesting
kind of
you said that though. It's interesting you said that, Zane, because when you said I picked up a glide bait and I'm going where I'm seeing all these beds, first thing that come to my mind, what people are doing, and I've played with it some, is when you're bed fishing, it's hard to see those fish. If you go throw a glide bait, them big ones will show themselves, and then you
oh
can turn
yeah,
around.
that's the deal. I mean, the draw power on that thing's crazy, and that's kind of the only. I didn't know where because those fish weren't locked on, and I just
Right.
knew they were on that little stretch right there, and I was like, man, they got to be here somewhere, and that was the only thing I knew that would really get their attention if I got it in front of them, because I couldn't see anything, mostly with the rain, the cloud cover, wind, everything, and
That all had to help
they could
it
see
go
that glide
into.
bait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that had to help because you don't necessarily catch a lot of them up shallow on that glide bait that you hear. Some people do, but like two big ones like that for you, like you have a bunch of followers with that glide bait up shallow. But it must have been perfect conditions with that wind and that rain that I mean for both of them to eat it. Because like I said, I was expecting you to go. They showed themselves with the glide bait, and then I either flipped in there and caught them or whatever. But I mean, you caught them on the glide bait.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes with that rain, I don't know what it is, but I've had really good experiences. When it rains and it's up shallow in the springtime, those big ones just don't care what's in front of them, and if you can get their attention, they really can fire up and turn on.
So with right, okay, this week we got a lot of rain has come in, Zane, over the weekend. Rayburn's skyrocketed, Toledo Bend's on the rise. What would it change your approach this weekend or this week? Will it change your approach on if those fish are do you feel like they're committed to the spawn no matter what? It don't matter what the water's doing, or do you feel like that might pull them back out or pull them up even further?
Some people say they'll I think they're just gonna follow that water, I think, and mostly with the lake going up, and they're just gonna be even further back in those bushes. There's gonna be more options for them to spawn, and they'll really be up there. And I don't think live scope will play as much as a lot of people would think here in the next few weeks if it really gets up a couple feet above pool, and because those big ones are going to be up there. I mean, I think he had like a 6-pounder blow up on his frog, and he missed it, and he caught like a 3-pounder up shallow, and I mean, we caught a bunch of big fish. I threw back like 3 around 4 pounds. So it was a really, really good
Wow.
day of fishing.
Yeah.
Zane, you said you got to
And
20 pretty quickly. First thing that morning, scoping. I think I was what I understood you saying.
yes, sir.
Are you
Yes,
just
sir.
scoping individual fish, or how? Let me ask you this: how shallow are you up scoping right now?
It's anywhere from they could be from 8 to kind of 15 range. That 12-foot range seems kind of magical, 12, 13 feet. And right now they're kind of packing up really, really good to where you can find them. And once you locate them, you can just fish for them. You don't have
Now,
to single one out. But
right.
I singled out like 1 or 2 of them, and then just kind of found where they were at, caught another one. And
Zane,
I
are
mean,
you a guy that when you get in that say 4 foot or less, do you switch to perspective mode on the live scope?
not really. I mean, I don't even run perspective mode. Usually if I get up that shallow, I'll just go fishing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I always have mine running forward. I don't even. I mean, I use live scope more than most people, but I mean, I got a 10-inch Garmin up there on my scope, and I only got one in forward, and that's it. And that's kind of what I've ran. And I kind of like this time of year. I mean, you don't have to go throw a minnow. Like I personally, I've never caught a bass in a tournament on Rayburn on a minnow, so I don't even know what that's like.
Wow.
But I hear everybody catch them on it, and I've had it on the deck, but I can't catch anything on it. At least worth weighing.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Zane, what you got this weekend? You got the Outlaw Team Series number 3 is going on in Rayburn. I think you got Fishers and Men on Toledo Bend. What are you fishing this weekend?
Yeah, I think me and my dad are gonna go and I think we're gonna hop over on Toledo Bend, go fish that Picture of the Men. I think we're sitting in second for LY in that, so we're gonna go try to catch a few of those. Hopefully.
Good deal. Good deal.
I got you. Well, man, congratulations.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on. First time we had you on, and hopefully we're able to have you on several more times.
Yes, sir. I greatly appreciate y'all having me on, and hopefully, good luck to y'all. Go fishing, and I'll probably see one of y'all here pretty soon at the ABA.
You'll definitely see me. You'll see me for sure. All right.
All right, Zane. Thanks, man.
Awesome. All right, y'all have a good one.
All right. Zane Parker, good info there, Kevin. I mean, when he said glide bait, that got my attention because that's not what I would have thought how he caught those fish off beds.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Steve, it goes down. I mean, it can happen like that, and you can catch a big one doing that. And I've done it up there on the beds, but I've never caught them off the bed doing that. Like I said, they show themselves that guy bait gets their attention, and then you go, oh, yep, there he is. And you can spin around and flip in there, do whatever you need to do. I've caught one, like a 4-pounder here or there, just going down the bank with a glide bait, looking for them and, catch one. But I've never caught back-to-back 7s, you know. But, I mean, that's just knowing what you're doing. But he's got something, Steve. And I didn't want to dig too hard here because he's got something figured out. I mean, if he can go catch 20 that quick, he said he's scoping, but he's not really going on individual fish. They're grouped up, so he's got something figured out. I don't know if it's a hard bottom thing, some timber, standing timber, or what, but
you're right.
He got something figured out. He can go catch a bag real quick in the morning.
Well, and the thing about this time of year, especially right now, you got all three phases of the spawn. You got pre-spawners, you got spawners, and you got post-spawners. It's kind of pick your poison, which one you want to focus on, or you can do all three. I mean, you can challenge all three of those patterns. It's just a matter of, once again, it's all about finding them. It ain't necessarily even about what to throw. Can you find them suckers? And when you find them, especially if they're on beds, there's a lot of ways to catch them off a bed. And like you said,
he had 30. He had 30 and didn't have a big fish.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you on the right stuff then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
He had 20. And it took 2 7.5s, just say a 7 and an 8, to get him to 30.
And when you're throwing back 4-pounders, that's pretty strong. So, but anyway, all right, we're gonna come back with more. We got lake reports. We got tip of the week. I don't know if Kevin's got Shimano or not. Product of the week, but we got upcoming tournaments. We got a lot more to cover. Let's take one more quick break for our awesome sponsors. You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local fishing guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guide for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. 2 locations to serve you in both Nacogdoches and Bravos, Texas, or give him a call at 936-205-4467. The next time you're headed for Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn, stop by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle. They have an awesome supply of everything you'll need to catch the big ones. Whether your trip calls for bass fishing, white perch tackle, catfish bait, or the ultimate fighting shiners, Keith's Tackle has you covered. Keith and former Elite Series pro Ben Matsubu also have the latest information on what, how, and where you need to be fishing on Sam Rayburn or the Bend. So for all your tackle needs, check out Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, located just off Highway 21 on the Texas side of Toledo Bend, or call 409-625-0181. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back to Tackle Talk Live. This segment presented by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress and Outdoors, Toledo Bass Series, Shimano, and Power Implements Marine, located in Iowa, Louisiana. Kevin, what happens if you tell them you watch Tackle Talk Live?
You can go in and get is $500 off any new or used boat, or you can get $50 off your service ticket. So all you got to do is walk in the door, say, hey, I heard about you guys on Tackle Talk Live, saving money instantly as soon as you walk in the door. So make sure, let them know we sent you over there, guys.
All right, real quick, I'll start it off with the BFL results from Sam Rayburn. I'll kind of give you the top 10 here. Of course, Zane Parker, who we just had on, he came in with 30.12 pounds, $3,426 payday. Caden Muck was second with 28.02. Wyatt Frankins was third with 22.03. Cody Ross was fourth with 19.15. Phil Hennigan, boy, I hadn't heard that name in a while. He was fifth with 19.08. Clayton Bullware, good friend of ours and good friend of the program. Clayton was sixth with 19.06. Cole Moore, another popular name over there in that region, was seventh with 18.14. John Maddox was eighth with 15.10. And rounding out, let's see, ninth was Melvin Dunn with 15.04. In the top 10, Joel Baker finished 10th with 15 pounds even. Kevin, the weight's kind of dropped off pretty quick there. And it's that time of year, 14 to 17 pound range. There's usually a lot of folks in that gap.
There are, but again, with that weather, only guys can only do so much, because I'm not, again, I'm very surprised 30 won it. So I'm not surprised that it had, it fell off that hard that quick. So.
All right. Toledo Bend Bass Series, what you got, Kel?
Yep. I'm going to go over this weekend results, then we're going to talk about some upcoming things with them. So Toledo Bend Bass Series this past weekend was event number 4, south of the bridge. Aaron Bourgeois and Shannon Thibodeau had 22.93. Steve, with a 577 big fish. That's freaking impressive.
Yeah.
Second
really
place,
is.
David Curtis Shane Gibson had 21.66. We had a 9-pound big fish. Third place, Colby Hand, Jennifer Hand had 17.96. Fourth place, Chris Hazel and Josh Peak had 17.48. It fell off pretty hard. Fifth place, Kelly Owens and Jordan Owens had 16.76. Steve, I know they had over 40 boats in that event. It's a little down from what he's had, the 80 plus he's had. But you're dealing with the weather, you're dealing with the oilmans for him. So I look for him to shoot back up. So real quick, we need to talk a little bit about them and kind of go over the schedule. Toledo Bend Bass Series, guys, this is the one that is north or the south. The next event coming up is April 19th, and it will be north of the bridge. So just a couple weekends away. Make sure you get entered. You can go to ToledoBendBassSeries.com. The championship's in September. Guys, no live scope tournament. $180 entry fee, 100% trailering, no guides, no pros, no live scope. Get registered for Toledo Bend Bass Series at ToledoBendBassSeries.com.
Yes, great organization, great group of guys that are Matthew and his wife. They're doing a wonderful job. First year they've done this. And again, I was one of the skeptics when I heard the idea of north and south. I thought, I don't know about that. Boy, I tell you, they've hit a home run. And what really probably hurt them, like you said, Kevin, well, the BFL was this weekend. That probably pulled a few people away. That was one of the things that pulled them away. Lobie probably pulled a few away. So normally they've been doing really, really well, though, when they don't have a lot of those major tournaments going on at the same time. And as we have alluded to on this program so many times, because that's the one complaint I hear from anglers all the time. Man, why did they schedule this on that date? They knew this was going on. You cannot avoid all these tournaments. It's impossible. And there's just not enough boat ramps or lakes to go around. So, but anyway.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. If you want to get it in, you got to get them in. But it's that weather this past weekend, Steve, and it was bad, but it was predicted to be worse than it was.
Yeah.
No, a lot of guys were like, I'm not going out there. And all. People are tired of it, Steve. This has been every weekend for the past month.
Oh, absolutely.
It's blowing 30 and raining, or it's just been horrible weather this year. So guys are getting tired of fishing it. Thank goodness it is coming to an end, hopefully. And I think you're going to see tournament entries start to go way up. I really do.
Yeah, I hope so. And speaking of tournament entries, let's look at Bass Champs over at Lake Fork. Always a big draw over there for Bass Champs. Lorne Smith from Ardmore, Oklahoma, won this event. It's a big bass event. It's their mega bucks. It's or mega bass. It's 9.88 is what it took to win that tournament. He went home with a 20-foot Skeeter, ZX Series Skeeter, Skeeter built trailer plus $15,000 plus another $250 bonus card. And so he racked up and had a great tournament and good payday for him. Tony Hill from Glenwood, Arkansas, came in second with a 9.32. He took home $15,000. Brian Millwood from West Monroe, Louisiana, came in third with 8.90 for 15 grand. Kyle Myers from Malakoff, Texas, came in with an 890 for 15 grand. Jerry Keener, Quitman, Texas, 854, brought home 15,000 plus a $250 bonus. Just looking down the list, let's see, top 10. After the over the slot fish,
there was 8 overs caught.
8 overs, and then everything else. The last 2 places was Rodney Broadway from Henderson, Texas. He had the highest under 278, and then Ross Cantwell from Henrietta, Texas, came in with a 270. So,
are you seeing the 620 over that was caught?
Yes, that was
That's not a typo.
No, that has to be a purebred.
Wow.
I think it's a purebred large black. I bet it's not even a Florida.
It cannot be a Florida. I mean, that thing is long, 24-inch 6-pounder, and not even a big 6. It's 620.
No, exactly.
I mean, there couldn't have been anything to that fish. It had no stomach at all. It couldn't.
That fish was probably spawned out. And
oh gosh, yeah,
ain't no doubt. So, but again, Bass Champs had a good turnout over there, and congratulations to those guys. Kevin, let's see what else we got. Lobie.
Yep. Louisiana Oilman's tournament, 2-day tournament last weekend. First place, Brandon Sweet, Jacob Easernack had 45.56 on 10. Second place, Craig Mesh, Kevin Zockbrecker. Sorry, Kevin, if I messed up.
I think you got it. I think you got it right.
Yeah, 42.13. Third place, Tyler Wilkerson and Ryan Wilkerson had 41.76. Fourth place, Travis Petrie and Dean Carl, 39.11. And it goes on down from there, Steve. They had a great show out, great turnout. They caught them, pretty decent for the amount of fish. Again, for the amount of, fish, for the weather. So,
to
those guys.
All right. Well, we got upcoming tournaments starting this weekend. A lot going on this weekend for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4 tournaments we're fixing to go over. The first one, Jimmy Granger, Team Trail, number 2. That'll be the second event. It'll be on Cross Lake. Outlaw Team Series number 3 on Rayburn out of Humphreys. Fishers of Men, Texas East out of Pendleton Bridge. Yeah, boy, that's a nice facility. Have you seen
really
that?
Is. Yes,
they did a great job with that facility. And then April 12th, also this weekend, Fishers of Men, Texas, Northeast Texas. They'll be on Lake of the Pines. What we got after that, Kev?
Sorry, I was going through here. I want to bring one thing up here, Steve. Entries are open for the Outlaw Outdoors No Scope Just Hope tournament. That tournament is going to be on May 10th. I want to make sure we got that in here. So guys, know the entries are open for that event. So make sure you need to go to the Outlaw Outdoors website. You can go on their Facebook page. It'll get you there and get in on the No Scope Just Hope tournament. I think there's some reasoning for that tournament. I think there's a reason he's doing this type of tournament. So any of you guys that want to support that, you need to make sure and you go get entered into that one.
Yes.
So where'd you leave off, Steve?
ABA Solo 150 coming up on Rayburn April 18th and 19th.
Yep, and then April 19th, Toledo Bend Bass Series north of Pendleton Bridge. April 25th, 26th, and 27th, Steve, the Sealy Big Bass Splash on Sam Rayburn. Biggest event of the year, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
April 26th, Bass Champs is Lake Belton. April 27th is the Elite Outdoors event on Lake of the Pines. No 4-face sonar in that. And then May 3rd, the big event on Toledo Bend, the Trey Burford Memorial Tournament, will be May 3rd.
Yeah, and that'll be out of Sammy Gill. And so make sure, again, if you want to register for any of those, especially the Trey Burford, I think they've got something posted on Facebook. And so you can register for any one of these. And so go out there. And again, if you want to fish a tournament, you have no problem finding somewhere to fish because they're everywhere right now. And so get out there, put your money up, enjoy yourself, have a good time. And it's a great time just to be fishing. And again, the weather for the next 10 days is supposed to be really, really good. So I look for the
Steve,
boat.
We were talking about, 10 pounders getting weighed in. Did you see Ryan Pinkston caught him a 10 plus? I think it was an 11. I have to ask.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
It was a big one.
Yes.
Caught it. I think he might have been on a guide trip. Ryan, text me if I'm wrong, but I think he was on a guide trip. Guys, if you haven't heard, you need to go back and look to the interview with Ryan. They're catching right now. If you're looking for a guy, for somebody to take you out on Toledo Bend to go catch them, just a great guy to be in the boat with. You need to check out Ryan Pinkston. Hit him up on Facebook. You go back, listen to our I think a couple weeks ago we had him on. He gives out his phone number and how to get in touch with him. If you're looking for a Toledo Bend guide, you need to give Ryan Pinkston a chance. He caught a double digit just a couple of days ago, and I know a lot of his clients have had some really good success. So.
Yes, that's exactly right. Great guy. Great guy. All right, lake levels real quick. Toledo Bend right now, I'm not going to go into all the numbers, but right now Toledo Bend is 9.96 inches low. It's had a 10-day gain of 1.16 feet, though. 24-hour gain. It's on the rise right at 1 foot. Or excuse me, 1 inch. No, that will be, 1 inch. It's come up an inch probably in 20, probably more than that. This is probably yesterday's numbers. So I bet it's on the rise as we speak. Sam Rayburn, 165.57, a difference of it's up 1.17 feet above pool. It's continuing to rise. It's come up 2.04 inches just in 24 hours. Lake of the Pines is really on the move. 2.33, 0.36 is where it's at. It's 3.36 feet above pool. 10-day gain of 4.52 feet in 10 days. 24-hour gain of 1.55 feet in 24 hours. So, Kevin, that one is definitely moving on up. Lake Fork, 403.41, 4.92 inches above pool. And people are probably wondering, man, we got all that rain. You got to understand, a lot of these engineers and these guys that run these locking dams, or these dams, they pull that water. They start pulling these lakes down 2 or 3 days before the rain gets here, so that it doesn't flood people out. And so if you're wondering why the numbers aren't higher than what they are, but I can tell you right now, Kevin, I've talked to 2 or 3 guys. Brennan Flick up there went to the Norfolk tournament, the Bassmaster Open. I've seen a lot of reports, guys on Facebook that have reported Norfolk rose 10 feet in basically a day and a half. Yeah. There were guys looking to get stranded there in northern Arkansas. It was absolutely brutal. 11 to 12 inches of rain in Hot Springs alone.
Yeah, I talked to Daryl Gleason fishing the Open last week, and he goes, man, you hear what it was going to do. He said, I'd be driving down the river and, look up and thinking, I'm going to be fishing up there in a couple of days when the tournament starts, the amount of rain they got, Steve. But, talking about Lake of the Pines being that high, it's a scoping lake.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. You can catch them suckers flipping bushes there too. And that's
absolutely
go down.
Yes. Yeah. It's this weekend could be. And I've talked to a couple of locals and I'm from that region over there, and I know some old timers that fished over there, and they've all told me when it gets this high, dude, better be in them bushes because they're going to be there. And
I'm sure Scoper will prove us wrong, but
that's probably
it's
true.
fun anyway to catch them that way on Lake of the Pines.
Exactly.
Every bush you flip in has got one. Stephen, just so, and he had to make sure that I was right. Ryan did text me. It was 1191.
Oh, okay, good.
And it was on a guide trip. Could you imagine being on that guide trip and the guy catches an 1191?
No. I mean, that would just be, that's jaw dropping. I mean, you're just like, what? But anyway, good job, Ryan. All right. Real quick tip of the week. One of the things that, I've had a lot of guys ask me, and I've asked a lot of the pros, and some guys believe in this, Kevin, and some don't. A lot of guys don't shake fish. I am a shaker. 2 days before the tournament, I'm trying not to hook hardly anything. I've got my chatterbait hook covered up. I've got screw locks tied on my worms and soft plastics. I'm not even throwing a hook. And I just rather take that chance on not hooking those fish 2 days or the day before the tournament. And I don't know. It's a mental thing with me. May not mean a hill of beans, but I'm one of those guys that I like the screw locks, and that's what I want to promote right now. This is made by Owner, and these screw locks are absolutely. This is the large one. They're great for the big worms, soft plastics, the crawl worms, whatever you're throwing. This one is the one I use. I get the mediums for the trick worms and stuff like that, smaller baits. But I'm just telling you. And if you're not a believer in shaking, don't worry about it. I'm just telling you, for those of you, if you're looking for a way to do it, these screw locks by Owner are the best way to go about doing it. So they work out. They work very, very well. So, all right, Kevin, you got anything else?
I think that does it for today, Steve.
All right. Well, hey, again, folks, next 10 days, great weather. Get out there, go fishing, catch you a mess of fish. Again, keep what you can eat. If you want to eat some, that's fine. Don't keep them 4 and 5 pounders. Put them girls back in the water. We need those big girls out there to spawn is what we need. So no offense to you ladies, but those big girls need to be on beds out there where we can enjoy more fishing down the road. So Kev, that's all I got.
Oh, that's it, Steve. I mean, good luck to everybody fishing this weekend. The Outlaw Team Series number 3 on Rayburn, Fishermen, East Texas on Toledo Bend. Some good tournaments this weekend. Looking for some really big results coming up from those.
All right. Thank you for tuning us in. Please check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, however way you listen to a podcast. If you'd like to become a member of our sponsorship team, please message us on our Facebook page. Kevin will make sure to get out a detailed packet directly to you, letting you know how to make this happen. All right. For Kevin Jean, yours truly, Steve Graff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with more Tackle Talk Live.